Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. Happy birthday. This is your December 2020 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings go, I'm probably going to start those up again in January. Just wanted to give you an update there. And as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the Bridging the Gap spread. And the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Then once we get through all those, we actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Also keep in mind I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as their energy, but if you feel like those energies should be the other way around, then trust that. Alright, so with all that said, we'll get started with the past energy on your side. We have the Three of Coins in reverse, which is Capricorn energy, and the Nine of Cups, which is Pisces energy. So, usually the Three of Coins represents working in a cooperative way towards something, setting goals with each other, for example, like, okay, let's strive to achieve this goal by this time, or possibly, all right, let's move in together, things along those lines. So, with this coming up in a reverse position, I feel like it's saying that for whatever reason you might not be putting any, well, in the past anyway, you weren't putting effort into the connection. And with the Nine of Cups, I feel like this is saying that, you really just might have decided to go your own way and do your own thing. And it could just be maybe you realized that it just wasn't working out because, even if we look at this in the upright, if we look at her there we go. If we look at her facial expression, she doesn't necessarily look all that happy anyway. So you could have just decided that, something else kind of called to you at the time and you might have just shifted your direction, shifted your energy in that direction, rather. Past energy on their side, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is Libra energy. And this could just be saying that, especially if you felt like they weren't really putting in a lot of work, could just be saying that they might have wanted you to be more assertive in the situation. Because, I say that because of the way she was looking at that picture there. Looks like a militant type person. So, could just be saying that that's what they were hoping for you to be more assertive and aggressive in the connection. And maybe, if you might have taken that as disinterest or you might have felt like you had to do too much work in the connection, that might have been what kind of, turned you off in the situation. But also this is an energy that represents balance as well. So, it could just be saying that the balance might have been out of whack for you guys for a bit. And maybe they weren't necessarily picking up on that. They might have felt in their mind that there was balance, but it looks like you might have felt otherwise. All right. Present position on your side, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So this is actually the court card for Cancer. And really, again, with this in reverse, I feel like this is saying that you're kind of just shut off emotionally toward them for whatever reason. If we look at the way it is in the spread, since it came out in reverse, we even see her back would be turned and she's looking away from the cards on that side. So, looks like you guys just really, for whatever reason, aren't really putting any energy toward this person, which is kind of weird to me because, again, this particular spread anyway is meant for your main love interest. So why you wouldn't be putting any energy toward that person seems a little bit weird. That happens sometimes, but this energy in particular, I feel like you're completely shutting off from this person. And energetically, given that we do see the moon symbol there, and Cancer obviously is ruled by the moon, this could be something that might happen around the time of that full moon eclipse in Gemini, which is your opposite sign. So keep an eye out for that. It's pretty much a couple of days away. So maybe there's something there that might cause you to feel this way. Or for some of you, possibly even that Cancer full moon, which will be close to the end of December. Maybe something there that has you feeling that way. All right. Present energy on their side is the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and Temperance, which is actually the major arcana card, rather, for Sagittarius. So this could be your energy on the right side for some of you, or it could just be saying that they're really putting their focus into you. But the Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy, usually represents, getting to a certain point and asking yourself if you want to continue to put in more effort towards something. So that could have been how they were feeling, maybe just a bit tired out by the situation. But with the Eight of Wands in the present, it looks like there's definitely, a shift there where they're going to actually make another push toward getting the connection off the ground. And with the Temperance card, this is a card that represents balance usually, which we also kind of see to an extent with the Queen of Swords, but obviously this would be another level of that. And it could just be saying that this is them actually making an effort to relate to you, given that we see the Wand energy, which is Sagittarius, and then also we see the Temperance card. So it could just be saying that that's what they're doing. They're making another push toward you. So for those of you who maybe if you did feel like there was an imbalance in the connection, it definitely looks like they will be putting in the effort there, at the very least. And in the future position, we have the Seven of Staves, which is Leo energy, and the Princess of Coins, which is the equivalent of the Page of Pentacles. So for some of you, really, I'm just picking up on this energy again, where you guys just seem to be really pushing them away. But what's interesting to me here is it looks like it could end up being where, I don't know if you guys had some other plan behind that, you know what I mean? Like maybe if you were doing that hoping that they would step up, step their game up to another level or something like that, rather than just communicate it to them. But if that's the case, it looks like it might backfire just because I see, when I look at this Princess of Coins, first of all, the Page of Pentacles in traditional tarot, what always sticks out to me about that particular card is the pentacle is just out of the page's reach. And then here, if we look at her, yeah, she does have the coin in her possession, but if we look at the trees in the background, they just don't look like they have much life to them. So to me, this is almost like, it almost seems like you might take it too far, if you're just trying to get them to do something, but without actually, the energies here that we see don't look like the healthiest of energies. So it could just be saying that it might backfire in that regard. For some of you, it may not be that. It could just be saying that you might just be, pushing them away because you want to see more of like an actual commitment from them. So that's another way it could be playing out, where maybe you're feeling like, okay, they might be doing these gestures toward you, but you're like, okay, well, where's that going, right? So that could be how it's playing out for some of you. But either way, I do see that risk is there that it might, backfire. So just keep that in mind, especially with eclipse season. All right, and future energy on their side, a few cards came up. We have the Five of Pentacles, which is Taurus energy, Ten of Swords, which is Gemini energy, and the Magician. So here with the Five of Pentacles, I could clearly see why they would be feeling that energy. Five of Pentacles is traditionally referred to as the card of being left out in the cold. And here, what always stands out to me with that is we see the red color, right, which to me is representing that passion, and then the color of her clothing is like this almost icy bluish type color, So I feel like this is pointing to that same energy in a way where they might be advancing toward you, and again, you might be pushing them away. The Ten of Swords, obviously, looks like they wouldn't be too happy about that, right? So they might perceive it as an ending. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, if you guys, maybe you do intend to end this. I don't know. This is kind of a weird looking spread, to be perfectly honest with you. But that could be what it is. Maybe some of you do want to actually end this with this person. But with the Magician here, it could go either way. It could just be saying that they might just decide to start fresh somewhere else. But for others of you, it could just be saying that they might still be persistent to try to get with you. So I could really see that going either way. But given these two cards in particular, I feel like for a lot of you, it could just be saying that they might feel like, okay, well, I'm not getting anywhere with Sagittarius, right? No matter what I try, it doesn't seem to be working. And then they might just decide to go back to the drawing board and pursue another connection. So I do have to say that that's what it looks like, at least for some of you. So definitely weird energy. I mean, this feels a lot different than the energy that I had when I did your general reading. So if this isn't resonating with you guys, maybe check out that reading from about a week or so ago. Could just be, maybe this is just for a small group of you. But that's what I'm seeing anyway. And then the bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Five of Staves, which is Leo energy again. So this is the equivalent to the Five of Wands in traditional tarot. And, the Five of Wands usually represents that competitive atmosphere, right? And, conflict to an extent. But what stands out to me with the artwork in this deck in particular is if we look at their facial expressions, it actually looks like there's some smiling going on there. So I'm really feeling for some of you, this is like I don't know, like a playing hard to get type thing that might backfire. I just have to say that that's what it's looking like to me. Like I said, for some of you, this might be your energy on the right, and this might be the other person's, but that's just what I'm seeing for whoever this is on the left side. Very odd energy. And then bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Six of Swords, which is Aquarius energy, and usually that represents moving on. Just trying to move to calmer energies. So if they are just feeling like, okay, well, no matter what I'm trying for with Sagittarius, I seem to be getting a cold shoulder, right? They might just decide to um, retreat altogether. Now, I will say underneath that, we do see the Four of Wands. So it is possible that maybe you guys can get things back on track, but at the very least, it looks like there'd be a bit of a break at a minimum, possibly even until sometime in Aquarius season. So just something to keep in mind there. All right, so next we'll see what we get from the Oracle card. So first I'll see if we get anything from this Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle it. What I'm going to be looking for here is just some jumpers. So first I'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. If I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, then I'll take that as a sign to move on to the next deck. But sometimes we do get extra messages here, which can be helpful. All right, so like I said, first I'm looking for unspoken messages from you to them. Oh, got one there. Okay, and we'll see if we get one from them to you now. Oh, almost had one there. All right, I'll give it a few more shuffles, and if nothing comes up, we'll just move on. Oh, got one. Okay. So we have Karma. It says, my life is falling apart and I'm struggling. Interesting. Well, I will say the Three of Coins in reverse, given that that's Capricorn energy, could just be saying that you guys might be going through some kind of financial difficulties, possibly, or at least in the past you were. But then that Nine of Cups just definitely seems like a much more bright, optimistic energy. So I don't know if that's necessarily the case for all of you. Now, I will say with that Princess of Coins energy that I see in the future position, I can see that happening where, like I said, it does seem like if you're, for whatever reason, playing some kind of weird, like, I don't even know if hard to get is the term in this case or not, but it's definitely a weird kind of energy on the left side. But I can see, like I said, that might backfire for some of you, so something to keep in mind there. But yeah, that's that. And then on their side, we have Selfish. It says, I love the way you make me feel, but I can't give you the same in return. So Interesting there, because I was saying with that three of coins in reverse that it looks like he might have stopped putting in effort. So maybe that's what this is really about. Maybe there's just more background story to this than I'm realizing. And maybe, you guys were putting in a lot of effort at a certain point and you might have just shut down. Now, for some of you, that can lead to, like I was saying, if it was that way where you guys were the ones putting in all the effort and just decided, you know what, it's a lost cause with this person, it does look like it will spark them to actually take action toward you. So it is possible, if that's what you were hoping for, that it would work. But I guess the only cautionary thing there would be try not to take it too far, like I said, because it looks like it might backfire. If you make them jump through too many hoops, they might just eventually give up. But yeah, kind of weird energy in this reading, so it might just resonate with a small group of you, but hopefully it's resonate with someone. Kind of a weird one, honestly. But we'll see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And same situation with this. I did pre-shuffle this deck, but here we're just looking for one card with general advice, and we'll wrap up. Oh, almost had one there. Alright, I'll give it a few more shuffles, and worst case, if nothing comes up, we'll just put the deck down and pull a random card, because I do like to wrap up with one of these. Yeah, let me just put the deck down. And then give me a second to tune in and we'll pull a card. Alright. Okay, we have Between Worlds. There's the artwork, and the number is 3. Okay, it says transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another, temporary blindness, no man's land. The Oracle's message: between the worlds is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. This is a time when you are unable to see what is ahead. Cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You are done learning the lessons of recent experiences. In this place, between what was and what will be, is a state of making and unmaking and making again. What is essential now is to admit not knowing. There is great freedom and power to be unleashed. A mystery that is not yours to understand weaves the web of life within a divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, desires, and decisions. The seeds that were planted in the past begin to take root, but what surfaces will probably not be what you expect. When you are between the worlds, you are invited to see with the curious eyes of a child glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so and you will not be disappointed. So it was interesting there where it said, you are invited to see with the curious eyes of a child glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. That almost makes me think of the artwork in the Nine of Cups here, because those cups up above her kind of resemble rainbow there. So almost like you would see in the Ten of Cups in traditional tarot. But hopefully that resonated with you. And then the relationship message says, this is a time to explore the new energy between you and another. It is not a moment for certainty, but rather for discovery and curiosity. You don't yet know if this will last forever, so allow yourself to explore who you are and what is reflected back to you. This relationship is meant to educate you about yourself. What do you need? What do you like or dislike? What values are important to you? You are in a critical phase of your relationship that is not to be dismissed or hurried. So an interesting message there, and maybe that's part of what it is too, as far as you guys could still be feeling each other out, as far as like it said, who needs what and how, right? I do have to say it doesn't look like there's been clear communication around those needs. So maybe you guys are gonna have to work that out in a little bit more of a roundabout way. Um, but yeah, and like I said, for some of you it can be that that's what it is too, where you might not be sure if you could take this person seriously, so that could be why you're a bit guarded, because you're hoping for something more serious and you're just waiting for them to show you that that's what they're about as well. Like I said, if that's the case, it looks like they might actually put that effort in, but with that selfish card showing up here, that could show that at the very least they might have given you reason to feel that way in the past. So all right. Well, hopefully that resonated with you guys. Like I said, it was definitely kind of a weird reading, but hopefully it resonated with someone. Happy birthday, guys, and I'll see you all next month. All right. Bye.